All right, guys, we're looking at equations with variables on both sides. This is our getting ready for our 1.2 CGA quiz. All right, so let's take a look at what's happening in this problem. So this is your Khan Academy, your assigned homework. Once you're in Khan Academy 2, there is a draw feature, so we're going to be using that today. Wanted to point that out, that just heads up that you guys can use it as well. All right, so what were our steps? How do we solve? I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste the notes that we had from class on what our steps were to solve for when we've got variables on either side of the equation. So we've got step 1 is to draw the barrier. Step 2 was to highlight variables and constants. Moving variables to left, constants to the right, we simplify, and then we check our answer. All right, so following those steps, just like we learned in class, we're going to start by drawing a line through the equal sign. I don't like that this guy is right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite this. So we've got negative f plus 2 plus 4f equals 8 minus 3f. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite it just so it's a little bit cleaner, a little bit neater. Still have that line through the equal sign. Remember, we want to draw a line through the equal sign. Why we're doing this is we're separating, right? We're just separating it out. That's not my chart tools, but we're separating it out. How it's helpful for this problem, we want variables on the left. So we're just going to write V for variables on the left and a C for constants on the right. And we want to, just like in class, color code this. It doesn't matter what color you use. So variables, I'm going to use green. Khan Academy doesn't have a highlight tool, so I'll just circle all the variables, all of the terms with a variable. All right, now I'm going to go in with a different color for C, our constants. These are just our plain old numbers. We've got a 2 and an 8. And our goal here is just like with, one in multi-step equations, two-step equations, our goal is to get x by itself. So we want it to be x equals some number. This is like our just setting it up, laying out the groundwork, getting our problem ready to go. So we want it to be x equals, in this case, our variable is not x, in this case f, so f equals. And we're looking and we're seeing, okay, so there's variables, there's some f's over here, one over here. We want to group them together. We want all of the variables over here on the left side. They all want to join the same party. So what we need to do is we will need to move this 3f to the other side. Remember, anytime we're moving something across the barrier, right, across this equal sign, we always have to use the inverse operation. So we can see we're looking, assessing what's the operation here. We've got a minus 3f, so the inverse of subtraction is going to be addition, so plus 3f to both sides. All right, that cancels, it's gone. We're going to go ahead and combine these like terms. We'll just clean this up. So for our variables, we've got 4f plus 3f minus 1 f. So let's see. So 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 plus 3 should be 6. So positive 6f. And then we still have that plus 2 equals 8, right? So again, our goal is this is now looking a little easier, right? Two-step equations. We're like, okay, we got this. We want to get f by itself. Remember, how do we do that? We first need to isolate the term with f. Likewise, too, similar thinking with variables and constants. We need to just move the constants over. All of the red or whatever color you chose, all of the constants need to be on one side, variables on the other. Again, inverse operation. We're going to go ahead and subtract. Inverse of addition is subtraction. Minus 2, both sides. That will leave us with 6f equals 8 minus 2 is positive 6. Again, our goal is to get f all by itself, so we're not quite there, but almost there. We want to get f by itself. We're thinking, what operation is happening here? Coefficient and a variable. Remember, they're always being multiplied. So inverse divide. We're going to use division to get rid of that coefficient, leaving us with f. Simplifying, cleaning it up. 6 divided by 6 is 1, and we box. Our last step of checking our answer, we could plug it in and just double check. So we would have -1 plus 2 plus +4, right? 4 times 1. Is that the same thing as 8 minus 3? Let's check. So 4, 5, 6, minus 1 would be 5, and 8 minus 3 is 5. So, yep, it does work. All right, and then we'll get rid of this and plug it in. F equals 1. Hooray, we did it. All right, go ahead and try the next ones on your own. So you'll work through this first one. You can plug in that answer. Click next, try the rest on your own. You can go back, skim back over this video, pause where we had all the steps, have that open while you're finishing your homework. Again, if you guys have any questions, email, text, let me know. Take care. Bye.